koko?
Narapfuye ndapfa nadoka napfuye icyumweru cyose. Bansiga mu nzu mumeka kaka gace.
Sometimes, the only way we go through suffering is to go straight through it. She is called Teresa, a disabled woman that has to do everything in her power to take care of her 2 children that she has. This has never been easy at all for her, since she cannot work for money that they need as a family. Obviously, she did not have these kids on her own. She had a man and a father to these 2 children. After she had given birth to them, he mysteriously died, and up to today, they do not know what might have killed him, but they still had to find a way to move on with life. Surprisingly, Teresa was not at all born like this. She was born as a normal child, but one day, she fell down at school, and according to what she says, she was only 12 years when this happened. They tried treatment, but it was too late. Anyone would wonder how she managed to live with pregnancy while she was in such a condition. She says that she could crawl down on the ground like this while she was pregnant. But this did not happen anymore after her pregnancy was more than 6 months old. She couldn't move anymore. Fortunately, she was assisted by white doctors who came to their village to offer treatment. They helped her to survive with her baby till time for giving birth came, and that's how it all happened. We had to travel to the far remote village where she lives so that her story can be told to the world. Locating her was not easy at all because she does not own a cell phone and she is always on the run to busy places begging for coins to buy food to feed her children. Finally, we found her after a long day of begging. She agreed to share with us the story of her life from where it all started in the very beginning, from the time that she was born and came into this world. Before what we see today, Teresa was born a normal girl. She was born in this same village that she still lives in today. Her parents were more than happy to see her, and they carried her home, started taking care of her just like they always expected to do. Everything at this moment was okay and fine. The baby was growing up just like others. She learned to sit, stand, walk, and run just like other normal babies. And this is a stage that they should all undergo. A few years later, she was ready to start going to school. Everything was still okay, but it wasn't for long. She had to walk to school very early in the morning and come back later in the evening, though she was still very young and everyone in her family was used to it. One day, she woke up and went to school normally. She started playing with other children as usual. As she was playing, she mysteriously fell down, and as much as she wanted to, she failed to stand up.
Uwo munsi witura hasi wumvise biza gute?
Byaje kuzengerera, ndivuga mu maboko, ndivuga mu maguru, ndiceka intege, icyo nitura hasi.
The teachers immediately called her parents to come to school and figure out what was happening to their child. They also said that it was the first time that they had ever seen anything like this happening. They rushed Teresa to the nearby hospital for treatment, and the doctors tried all they could to treat her. According to what she says, they injected her a lot of times, hoping that she was going to be fine, but this did not help at all.
Ngeze kwa muganga mara ibyumweru bibiri ndahwera muganga ati mujyana umwana mu rugo byarangiye. Jaje mu rugo.
They were advised to go home and take care of her, and they promised that everything was going to be fine, but this never actually happened. When they got home, the situation was getting worse. The legs kept becoming bigger and bigger as days went by. She had to drop out of school because she couldn't attend class in this condition. Her parents had to rush her to the nearby hospital for more treatment. The doctors again injected her with medicine because the legs were becoming so big. Days later, the legs that were so big started becoming smaller, and they thought that the situation was getting better. As the legs got smaller, they started becoming abnormal. They now got tiny and not just small anymore. When they went to the hospital, the doctors said that they could do nothing more about her condition. They asked her to learn and live with it. She was now disabled. It was hard for her family to adopt and accept this fact, but as time went by, they got used to it. They had to always go to the garden and dig for food because this is how they ever lived. When they went, they could not take Teresa with them, and they always used to leave her outside alone. Sometimes it could rain while she was sitting outside, and there was no one to carry her inside the house, and she had to figure out a way to get in by herself. This was how she learned how to crawl on the ground. She kept on growing up. One day, she was visited by a man that they fell in love. She could not refuse to take this chance because no one had ever told her anything about love before. She said yes, and their relationship elevated. They got married and started up a family as husband and wife. This was like a blessing to her because she hardly believed that anyone would accept to love and marry her despite of her body disabilities, but this happened. She later got pregnant. Well, this was good news, but again, they got worried of how she was going to manage to live with pregnancy until she gives birth. According to the way she moved, everyone doubted this. According to the way she moved, everyone doubted this. The pregnancy grew, and when it was 6 months old, she could not move anymore. Fortunately, there were white doctors that came from abroad to offer treatment in this village. They noticed her condition and they decided to offer help. They gave her a wheelchair, and this is how she ever managed to move with the help of her husband. Time for giving birth came, and she went to the hospital and gave birth normally to the first and the second child. Fortunately, they were both fine and healthy. One morning, her husband went to work as usual, but the sad story is that he never came back home alive. She says that it was one evening when they brought back his dead body.
yakwakiriye kandi ufite n'ubu bumuga kubera ko
nta kibazo yari afite tujya no kuba yakorwa kwa padiri bakamwica kwipfira nabi kandi nabyaye neza si bambaje nabana banje nkabaye.
This is how they lost him, and she had nothing to do about it, and she had to watch him being buried. From then, she has been struggling with life to educate and feed her children. This has been a very big struggle to her because she cannot work and keeps begging for coins, which is never enough to buy them food on a daily basis. Now she is asking for help so that she can take her 2 children to school because she wants them to have a brighter future and make the life of this family better. These funds will be donated via GoFundMe, a link that is in the description of this video and pinned in the topmost comment by Afrimax English. Thank you for watching. My name is Prince. This is Afrimax English. Do not forget to subscribe.